former agency operative Rico Rodriguez. Responsible for deposing half a dozen heads of state.
And
he's here in Solis.
He was a kind man, my father.
Your dad was working with Oscar Espinosa back in the day.
What did you find?
Surveillance footage. Your dad's name is in the file.
Lots of questions. Time to get some answers.
Can't do this alone.
I can handle some bad weather.
It's more than bad weather, Rico.
The truth is a very powerful weapon. The IAPA project. How long has the agency known about these?
I have people who can help us. A whole army of chaos.
What's happening? Prison break.
Just like old times, amigo.
Good day, ladies and gents. You know who it is. Oh man, waiting for new info really paid off. We got another new trailer to go through, another spotlight video, and 2 gameplay videos from FORTUNA'S. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start with the story trailer. We see Gabriella, and she seems to specify that Rico's a former agency operative. So it looks like moving on from Just Cause 3, Rico is now fully retired from the agency. So after dispatching Di Ravello, it looks like he's trying to track down his elusive father. Gabriella specifies that Rico's taken down 6 heads of state, starting with Panau as number 1 on a globe. It looks like Rico's been really busy around the world without the player. He's been to places like North Africa and the Middle East. It's possible we might get a peek into what Rico's like outside of blowing up military assets and killing off really big heads of states. And it certainly feels like he has more of a connection with Sheldon this time. The real question is, who's Gabriella talking to? Because we were told near the beginning of the game's marketing that Gabriella's not the person we should be scared of. And I can't remember if it was outright stated, or if it was just like something the developers mentioned, but she eventually switches sides later in the game. From what we hear in the official breakdown of this trailer, this is definitely an older gentleman with grey hair. So my mini theory right now is that it could possibly be Gabriella's dad, but I don't know, we don't really have enough information for that to hold any merit. Rico is talking to someone and he mentions how kind his father was, but Sheldon speaks up about how Rico's father worked with Oscar Espinosa. Apparently Rico's father worked on a Project Alapa, and from how the trailer pans out, this is what the game's going to be focusing on. There are these giant spheres that seem to summon the extreme weather we see in the game, and judging from the lightning storm in the first shot and the crazy sandstorm later in the trailer with the train and the explosions, which look badass, this is going to be the focal point of the game. So the real question is, why is that footage that Sheldon found in an Aztec temple? Because we see shots about Aztec temples or artifacts all over the trailer. And the footage is labeled as IAPA 22B, so are there other sites that the Black Hand are interested in? My theory is that Rico's father played some sort of pivotal role in Project IAPA, and Rico probably feels like it's his responsibility to fix all of the destruction his father's brought. Further on in the trailer, we see a new weapon, the Drum Magazine Auto Shotgun. It sports a huge underbarrel attachment, which to me looks sort of like the mine launcher from the other guns. Next up is the train, showcasing a stockier version of the cannon that acts as a guard against Rico. It could be a replacement to the AA carriage from Just Cause 3, considering it seems to pack a huge punch when it shoots. The next section is focused on the supply drop, and because there's so many videos on it, I'm going to combine them into one big info dump. Let's get right into it. The categories we see for the supply drop are an assault rifle for small arm weapons, whatever that means, an RPG launcher for heavy weapons, a sedan for civilian weapons, a tank for combat vehicles, a motorbike for stunt vehicles, the Vidalion icon for sports vehicles, a digger for industrial vehicles, and a rail cannon for other. Before we jump into vehicle specifics for each category, I'm going to quickly run over all the other symbols we have down there. There are what look to be 3 filled circles beneath each vehicle, and given that Just Cause 4 is really aiming to fix every little discrepancy and shortcoming in Just Cause 3, it looks like you can drop up to 3 of the same vehicle before you need to wait for it, and the more pilots you unlock, the more items you can drop. Each pilot can save one loadout to quick drop, so you don't need to search through each and every category to find your favorite weapons. A ghost crate can now be used to choose the direction of the supply drop before you throw the beacon. I really like this because Just Cause 3 didn't have this, so you ended up with planes or cars facing in weird directions. The developers have added the ability to drop rigged vehicles which have a similar outline to the Z-80 bomb cars. Those are the cars that you could blow up that exploded with the force of a nuclear bomb. And finally, the other tab in the supply drop menu is dedicated to random objects, just like a certain Rebel drop mod from Just Cause 3. You can drop special items such as the AA cannon, a mortar, or a giant stone Aztec head, because why not? Now for each supply drop category, there's 12 small arm weapons. I don't really understand why they're called small arm weapons. There's a machine gun under that category. Surely that's a heavy weapon. There's 7 heavy weapons, 33 civilian vehicles, 23 combat vehicles, 11 stunt vehicles, 14 sports vehicles, 16 industrial vehicles, and 12 items in the other tab. So originally I was going to run through all the weapon names, but there's so many numbers and letters that it's just easy to throw up images of them and let you read them. The devs sort of need to work on their names for these because they don't exactly roll off the tongue. But I do want to highlight one weapon in particular, and that is the lightning gun. That's right, the Eden Spark from Just Cause 3 is returning in Just Cause 4. I cannot wait to see how they've upgraded it. Now for some quickfire facts. The transport barge in Just Cause 3 has taken some mega steroids because it's several times larger in this game. We saw some good microfighter gameplay and it has foldable wings just like the Thunderhead bomber. The jet's sadly only equipped with a machine gun, but you can retract the wings mid-flight and the jet drops very quickly if you do. This jet's gonna be awesome for stunts. Viduk's video shows off a huge airport that seems to be inspired heavily off the Just Cause 2 airport, and when I mean huge. There's multiple runways, there's planes taking off, there's helicopters flying around, it looks so good. And finally, the Prospero Sky Crane looks to lift anything in this game at this point. It lifted a civilian airliner with ease, and it didn't even slow down when it was flying around. That's it for today, ladies and gents. Lots of info to go through. I can't believe they brought back the Eden Spark. I really can't wait to see how they've upgraded it. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, disliked it if it sucked. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.